It's episode 1279, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang. Joining me from Loverland, Virginia, is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, our managing editor, downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
And we have an odd thing. Marty, who's going to be on the show today, is on his way.
Yes.
We don't know.
En route.
He's in a white Bronco driving slowly down the interstate back to his house. We don't know what's going on.
You might see him on TV if you want to catch him there.
Can I just say, that is maybe the most dated reference and joke, and that's saying something.
No, it was just referenced on some sitcom I was watching. Some new one. Anyway.
Yeah, well, I don't know how long that sitcom will be around if they're making OJ jokes in the year 2026.
Anyway.
When was that? Was that I think it was before I was born. Was it like 94?
I don't really know. I just in mid-90s in my head.
Mid-90s,
I don't know.
yeah.
You know, I've been behind on some books that I want to read, so I'm finally almost done with the latest Chuck Klosterman, because his new one's coming out in January, and I wanted to read his previous before his new one, and it's about the 90s. And I've had so many conversations. You know, like when you're reading an interesting book, like you will just interject things from that book into conversations, you know? And
sure.
I'm like, I need to read a new book, because that whole joke just reminded me, like I was talking to somebody the other day and I was like, you know what's funny? It reminds me of the baseball strike in 97 when it came down to salary arbitration. Do you guys know how interesting salary arbitration is as an idea? And they're just staring at me like, you know.
I think maybe the 90s reference was on my mind because last night I watched the Diddy documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's chronological. So like there's 3 episodes and then first 2 deal with the 90s. And then they catch up to the 2000s and then, whatever. It's all progressive. But I was watching a whole lot of mid-90s stuff last night with the death of Tupac and Biggie and all that stuff. So maybe that's just why it was in my brain.
Listen, there's a whole chapter in the book about 90s hip hop. It's, so we could chat all day if you wanted to. Just do a 90s throwback pod. But I feel like our audience already has a bitter taste in their mouth from the one passing OJ reference. So maybe we move on.
You know, it is funny because I also have been on a 90s kick recently. I'm into the 2000s now, but I have been making my way through the series ER.
Oh, ER.
No, ER. For the first time in my life. From the beginning. And I think started in like 95.
Does it hold up? Because like 90s shows are very different than shows today. Does it hold up?
It is great because that's the thing. All I want to talk about is these characters that have been off air for I think probably like 20 years now. Like that's it. Like I want to talk about my love for Mark Green, and people my age are like,
and McDreamy.
Who?
Yeah.
Well, it's not the McDreamy one, but
well, to bring this up to the year of our Lord 2026. Have you guys? Almost. I mean,
you're living in the future.
We're right on the precipice, guys. We're weeks away.
Fingers crossed.
But do you guys know
from your lips to God's ears?
Yeah, we'll see the way things are going. Have you guys heard about the Pitt controversy? Do you guys watch the Pitt?
I didn't watch the Pitt. It was one of those I was like going to save it up, and then I was like, I'm never in the mood to be stressed out on a Friday. You know, like I'm sitting down, long week of work. I just want to have mindless something on. I don't want to have like stress and death. So
the Pitt is why I watched ER because Noah Wiley's on both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was pitched to the ER people as like a future, like a spinoff of ER, right? And the ER people or NBC were like, nah. So he was like, all right, well, I'm just going to shop it, change the names of everyone, but keep the core concept, just move it to a different city and sell it to a different network. And so there's all this controversy with, did he take someone else's IP and just change the location and the names, but keep the same idea?
And actor.
Yeah, and actor. And just sell it. But here's the interesting thing. Guess who owns the IP to ER? I'm full of pop culture trivia right now.
It's Michael Crichton.
Bob Newhart.
Michael Crichton, the author
the creator
of
Jurassic Park.
Yeah. And Congo and a number of really good sort of techno sci-fi
Face Off.
He created ER because I see his name every week.
He did Face Off and then did ER as a spin-off because it was the surgical hospital where they did the face transplants.
Well, no, real talk. Michael Crichton is a fascinating guy. He was no longer with us, but it's his late wife, his widow, who now owns, owns all of his creations. But he was a doctor for a while and would like also make additional income by writing sort of like drugstore novels and also kind of TV stuff. Anyway, he created ER before he found success with Jurassic Park and all of his huge breakout, novels that have been turned into blockbusters. But he actually owns the IP for ER. So his widow is now wrapped up in litigation with like HBO and the Pitt people, because he may have just taken the idea and, like I said, relocated it.
But in the defense of common sense, it's an emergency room in Pittsburgh that is in like, he's just like, there's no proprietary characters or IP that is being used. It's just a hospital situation in Pittsburgh.
Well, that's what is interesting, because you could say the same thing until you read the emails where he pitches the idea as an extension of the ER universe and has real particular things. But you bring up a really good point, Cameron. Like, at what point is IP and what point does it just be? And that's why this case has
is an
fascinated.
idea of a concept of a general concept in an email,
but
intellectual property, or is it just let's tell this story that's happening in the real world, which anybody could tell?
But the format, the tone, the kind of style,
the 24-hour thing,
and so like all that to say is like if
hold on real quick. Welcome to the show, Marty. He got here.
Hey guys.
Hey Marty.
Lost my insurance, but we're here.
Oh, is that what was going on this morning?
Yeah. So my son had a doctor's appointment 7 a.m, super early, and I forgot to renew our insurance. So my wife right now is at the doctor's appointment, and I got him. I brought the boy home, and I'm working it on the back. Thanks, California.
Well,
wait, hold on. Is it California's fault or
it's
your
my fault? Completely my fault. The worst part of it's always funny though when you like get an argument.
Thanks,
with, like,
California.
Yeah, it's always funny when you get an argument with your significant other, but you don't want to like blame each other. So you're like, sheesh, man, like, but you want to blame somebody, like California. Gavin Newsom, this freaking guy.
Well, let me bring you up to speed.
Requires
Marty.
me to renew my insurance every year.
Marty, let me bring you up to speed. We made
Epstein
several.
Files? What are we talking
several
about right
OJ
now?
jokes, and now we're talking about the nuances of intellectual property law. So it's been a stimulating. It has been a stimulating.
Thank God I'm here. Thank God I'm here, guys.
Hey, I haven't even told the listeners what's going on today. In 14 minutes, Andy Mineo is joining us.
Whoa!
He's going to hang out with us for the last half of the show. You guys are good friends, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've produced them. You've done a lot of stuff with them.
They're actually enemies. So it's going to be an interesting episode.
Yeah. Andy is a good friend of mine, and I'm so excited to. I literally was just talking to him, so it's just kind of like a continued conversation.
See, this is what I don't like about your friendship is like you guys are in a side continual chat that then every once in a while you'll say to us like, "Yeah, I was just talking to Andy. He was just saying this." I'm like, just bring it. Why are you keeping them to yourself? It's not fair.
Well, actually, fun fact, actually even thinking about next year moving to Atlanta for like a month. Just to work with like Andy and John and a couple people over there in Atlanta. And I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, just being over there, like the creativity, all that stuff, like we just have that relationship. Our wives love each other. Our group chat's called The Boys Talk because the girls, our wives have a separate chat called The Girls Talk. And they just talk like bad stuff about us, like all the stuff that we do wrong.
Like not renewing your insurance for your children, stuff like that.
Absolutely. That's going to be a topic conversation today, for sure.
That is an active chat, I'm sure.
The girls' chat is very irate at Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
How do I get added to the girls' chat? I don't really have anything to add, but I will just kind of stoke the anger of like,
you have
Gavin
to have
Newsom
a man in your life
annoying.
to complain about. You have to be able to complain. So
yeah,
okay,
it's like Michael's dinner party. It's couples only. You can.
It's a hero's journey I'm on right now. I need to have a villain. So
yeah. All right. We're gonna get the show going. Emily, we've got 12 minutes to do Relevant Buzz right after this. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors,
treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold. Okay, here's a 12-minute version of
Relevant Buzz.
Tell us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture this week, Emily.
First thing I want to start off with is, all these year-end charts are coming out right now. And this week, Billboard released their Christian songs year-end chart. No surprise, Brandon Lake had the best year by far of any Christian artist. His song, Hard Fought Hallelujah, was number one for the whole year. But the entire year, it was either in number one or number two spot. It never dropped to number three. It was the song all year long.
I felt like it kept shifting. It started on Christian radio, and then it went to country radio, and then it went to country awards. They kept moving to new audiences. I kept listening to it. You know what I mean? It wasn't maybe the same person.
Yeah, which I think that's probably part of the appeal is it's not. It fits all these different genres. I mean, it spent 17 weeks on the Hot 100, which is just really impressive for him.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So he had a great year. He also took spots 3, 4, and 7. So he was pretty much just dominating those hot Christian songs.
I feel like I haven't heard I feel like you ever hear those conversations where they're like, oh, Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga showing platinum. And I'm like, I never even heard that song. I know it sounds crazy. I have heard Hallelujah song.
Hard Fought Hallelujah, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard any other songs. So what other songs are on the chart?
It's like him with Elevation Worship, or it's him with
got you.
Yeah. He popped into a lot of stuff.
2 of the other songs are with Elevation Worship. One of his other songs is That's Who I Praise is also on there.
Can I ask one question too? The Hot 100 chart placement metrics, is it basically like streams, or is it radio? Is it how much K-Love plays them?
All of it. It's streams, it's sales, which, whatever, radio play, all together. They have this proprietary stew that charts all of it.
Good for Brandon. Congrats on winning 2025.
I thought when you said the year-end charts are out that you were going to tell us all about your Spotify Wrapped, and I was like, nobody cares.
I was curious about that,
I think
Cameron.
Some people care.
Because I'm going to say, I think that between me, Jesse, and you, Cameron, we could figure out what the top 5 is. We could just guess it, and we're going to be right.
What's the draft listing
Taylor's
for
number 1.
Life of a Showgirl? Yeah, what's the...
Life of the Showgirl did not make the top 5 songs list, but her previous album did. Here's
How
the
many
thing.
of her previous albums?
She has 12. Actually, 2 of the previous albums were my top 5 albums. She has 12 albums for me to choose from. So, while Life of the Showgirl is not my favorite, I have 11 other albums that I will absolutely stream for the rest of my life.
Marty, you were my number 5 artist this year.
Thank you, man. It means a lot
on
to
Apple
me.
Music. Yep. But that said, my music listening is wide but not deep. So I listened to 2,800 artists last year. But my number 1 song is 30 plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I listen to everything, but I don't listen to a lot of anything. So you are my number 5 artist. So I just want to be clear about that. You are my number 5. But
he's only listened to you twice.
I didn't listen to. Yeah. It's not like I'm over here obsessing like a weirdo. No, it was more than 3. But I'm just saying. I'm not over here being all weird, and I have a Marty room. And
mine's a kids. My first number 1 is Super Simple Songs, which is a kids program for my son.
Marty, I got the same problem. Real quick, me and my wife were on a drive the other day, and she was like, I'm going to use that AI Spotify DJ who takes your, who does an amalgamation of what you like, what you've been listening to, and he's like, "Yo, what's up? Hey, I know what'll start this drive off right. let's check out
Wheels on the bus.
Smooth saxophone moments from Spa Living. I'm like, what? And I'm like, all right.
Itsy bitsy spider.
I was like, it's a glitch. Let's go to the next one. They're like, all right, now that we got that one in, I'm going to spin something up. What do we have here? Oh, it's Mellow Rainfall and Night Tunes. And I'm like, what? My daughter puts on like calming music when she sleeps, like in her room on her Alexa.
Incredible.
And so that plays for like 8 hours a night. And so everything Spotify thinks I like is like weird spa music. And it's totally ruined the algorithm.
Mine's like Amazing Grace, the piano version of Amazing Grace.
You can exclude it from your Spotify Wrapped like at the end of there's a way to do it, because I, like your daughter, will listen to Box Fan 10-hour podcast whenever I travel because I need white noise. But I exclude it so that way at the end of the year, my number one podcast is not Box Fan white noise.
My number one was Drake. My number 5 was Marty, and 2 through 4 were worship albums that I fall asleep to. So same thing. Like I have these go-to that I keep, come back to.
Yeah. How many of us have white noise as our top 5?
Anyway, what's next, Emily?
Moving on. I do have some more music news. My girl Olivia Dean pulled off a really big win this week when she successfully got Ticketmaster to refund her fans after calling out the company for allowing inflated resale prices for her upcoming tour.
It's good for the fans. I mean,
yeah.
So this sets a huge precedence that
it does.
Yeah.
It does.
that major artists can refute the charges, essentially.
Yeah. And I will say I was not able to get tickets, but I'm glad that she was able to help fans get refunds, because some of the resale tickets were going for 14 times the original price. So they were like nosebleeds.
Through Ticketmaster, like on the official Ticketmaster resale.
Yeah. Ticketmaster didn't count. So there are like nosebleed seats going for over $1,000.
Wow.
For Olivia Dean, who again I love, but is a brand new art. Like I didn't even pay that much for Taylor, and she's my number one artist. Like it's just. They are crazy.
Do you think Ticketmaster is like any business, like at the sunset of their usefulness? Like they know the end, like this third party weird technological thing is something of in the past. There's not this whole printed thing. It's quickly becoming like, we're not going to need this much longer.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, all right, guys, we're going to make it. Let's just inflate. We have to make our money right now because we will not be in business. It's like the people who printed like jewel cases for CDs. Like in my close room book, they had a whole thing about this. Like like when CDs went from $14.99 to $17.99 because basically the industry knew the end was near, and it was like, we have to raise the prices of the physical product now because we're not going to sell any soon. And like. Wow. Do you think Ticketmaster is, basically just kind of like, guys, go hard in the paint because we got to find a new business?
I think so.
Yeah, Ticketmaster is definitely the middleman that I think, like all disruptive industries, somebody's going to figure a way around it. The big music organization that I don't know that there's going to be any way around it is Live Nation.
Yeah, no, they're too huge.
Because Live Nation is not just doing the big tours. They're now buying up all the venues. And so now if you want to play this arena or this theater, you have to be an official Live Nation artist or tour. So then you come into our ecosystem and we set all the prices. We get all the concession. We get all the parking. We, and then they're going to gouge all the fans. So that's going to be the thing. I think Ticketmaster will be a footnote in history, but I think Live Nation is going to be the new villain for the next 20 years.
I feel like I've seen that with Andy, but I 100% saw that with when I was on tour with NF, every venue was like a Live Nation tour, and he got a contract with them.
At some point, it's kind of speculation when things will change, but there was that interesting kind of footnote story in 2025 where like the mid 2000 early aughts like pop punk band All American Rejects started doing like house shows and drawing thousands of people. They did one at like a Stuckey's parking lot or like
they've been doing that this year too. They started doing it again.
That's what I'm saying. I
saw them.
Yeah, and like and it kind of showed. And I was watching like the Savannah Bananas game at like Fenway one night, and like between innings, look who comes out. A band no one had thought about in probably a decade was now playing like this primetime ESPN sold out Fenway concert, mainly because, not just because of the nostalgia factor, but they had found a way to re-engage music listeners through doing something different. And it's like, oh man, there is such an appetite for someone just blowing the whole thing up and figuring out a new model.
We love when people start to gain that momentum of like, I was talking to an artist yesterday, Ryan Ellis, And he was like, this is where I'm at in my career. And I'm like, once you get things rolling, everything kind of just joins you as an artist. Like everyone tries to saddle up to you. And that's essentially what they are. You get dropped from your major. They own their own masters. They're like, what do we do? Let's just go to frat parties, house parties, and have fun. And it literally blew up them again. And they're huge now again. They're huge. Yeah. They're back on they're going back on like a actual tour, I think, soon.
They opened up for the Jonas Brothers this year. That's where I saw them. There it is.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. What's the last thing, Emily?
Moving on. I know we talked about it a few weeks ago, but I want to mention something just really impressive that Patriots rookie TreVeyon Henderson did. This week was My Cleats, My Cause week with the NFL, where all these NFL players highlight like a nonprofit or a cause on their cleats. TreVeyon used his cleats to draw attention to persecuted Christians in Nigeria. And I will be honest, what I noticed about his story when he was talking about how this caught his attention was he saw a social media post that his teammate had shared on Instagram. Cameron?
It was ours.
Yeah. He didn't specify which one, but we did have a post about this blow up. So I would like to think that he saw our post and we got to play it's cool to see just how we all played a part in highlighting
why did you have to center this around you, Emily?
I was just going to ask that. I was just going to Cameron. I was just going to.
No, I didn't want to center it around.
I posted
I didn't expect that take from you. That's interesting.
I didn't center it around me. I centered it around relevant.
A little bit.
That's weird. That felt weird. Felt icky. A little icky.
What was his cleats cause?
It was for persecuted Christians in Nigeria.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, yeah. And
is he of Nigerian descent? I know there's a handful. I know like the Acho brothers are.
Yeah. I actually don't know. When he talked about why he wanted to highlight this, he had said that he just reading the story and reading about them. He was just really inspired by their faith, and it encouraged him to be bold and to want to talk about that, because he's it's easy to forget about that, but when you start reading their stories and realize these are our brothers and sisters, it just compelled him to do something. So shout out him, highlighting him, not anyone else.
Okay, well, that'll do it for Relevant Buzz. Make sure to check out relevantmagazine.com every day, where we are covering more stories like that. And apparently follow us on Instagram, and you will be inspired to paint your shoes one day about something we posted. So
that's our goal.
Right.
All right, stay tuned. Up next, Andy Mineo joins us. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold.
Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose the barbarian way. Available now wherever books are sold. Well, our guest today is Andy Mineo. You know him. He's one of the biggest Christian rappers out there. He just released his first album in 4 years. It's his first one after Reach Records. It's called The And. Not The End. The And. Get what he did there. Please welcome to the show, Andy Mineo. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Dude. Great new album. We heard it.
Thank you.
Loving it. What took you so long?
Life got in the way. Neurosis, being neurotic about every single decision I make. No, I had a handful of things. I think one is I am a perfectionist, so I probably overcook stuff. Wish I could be more like Marty and just ship it the same day I make it.
Drive this half done, half finished.
Marty will send a song out. He's like, yeah, I made this morning. It's coming out Friday. I'll be like, oh, great.
Dude, all the time. He's like, I just did this last hour. I did this during lunch.
But
I think I'm gonna
I
drop
like
it
to
tonight.
chase the feeling. I like to chase
But Andy, real talk, how do you balance that sort of impulse of you know, being a perfectionist without slipping into like analysis paralysis, you know, where you're kind of overanalyzing and then
you're like, how did I not do that? I do that. That's the problem. So I don't do it well, but I try to get better at it. And I think that's part of my journey as an artist is figuring out how to move quicker and how to collaborate with people that help me make decisions. I mean, that's why the stuff I've always done with Lecrae actually comes out really quick because I have another person in the studio that's helping me make a decision. And so doing anything creative, like building something, a song, a piece of art, whatever, it's a handful of decisions stacked on top of each other. And so it's like if at every turn you have affirmation that the decision you like, someone else likes it, and you trust their taste, that's how you just get to an end result quicker. Oh, I was going to use this snare. What do you think? I like that one. Yo, me too, and I trust your taste. Boom. Next decision, right? So I don't know. It took a long time for that. Also, I got set up as an independent artist. And so that took a long time for me to meet with all the labels and distribution companies and figure out who's the best partner. Figure out how like money works on that side, which took a long time so that we could be sustainable. And then I was employing people. Like I brought people on board full time to help kind of take the load that was once a label helping me do the lift. And now I have them as my people that are working in studio with me and helping me get stuff done. So had to find them, onboard them, come up with systems. So it's the music business. And I was focused on both parts of that word.
How do you pay a staff if you're not putting anything out and you're not touring?
You take all the money that you would make from your royalties, and instead of them going into your pocket and feeding your family, you employ people, and then you basically drive a Honda Civic until you believe that the new music we're coming out with is going to be profitable. And that's what I did. I literally took all the money that was coming in that was supposed to go to, me and my family, and I just employed people. And I lived below my means. And I just had a kid. So
is your wife okay with that? Your wife
she believes in what we're building. And we're also a couple people that grew up with like blue collar type families, you know what I mean? So we're like, I don't care. I don't need my wife's like, I don't need a Chanel handbag. I don't need a crazy car. I need dependable stuff. Like we'll get that when it's time, if we want to do that. But right now, let's hunker down and make it work. And so it's funny, like I live in such a regular house that when my nieces came to see me, they were like, I thought you were going to like be in a mansion or something. Why is this house smaller than dad's? And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? It's a cool neighborhood. You don't understand how property values work. Okay.
Right.
Let me tell you about the school zone, you little punk.
Yeah. Yeah, you see what those are? Those are called speed bumps. You know what we need to get those? Yeah.
So it's finally out though. I mean, I heard it was because you had trouble clearing some samples and stuff. Because you put it out on your website a year ago, right?
Yep. We put out a different version of it a year ago on Thanksgiving as like an experimental project. And then we got We Back 7 months later. We got the Return of the Mac sample cleared. And then I was like, all right, we should put that out. And I was like, yo, maybe we can get a few more cleared. And we started tracking some stuff down. And yeah, it worked out to where it was like, all right, let's have an offering for DSPs. And honestly, I just thought it was going to be like a re-release. So I didn't think it was going to get as much like traction as it did. So I didn't put a lot of like marketing and stuff behind it. I just was like, here, you guys have already heard it. And some people were like, what is this? I've never heard that. I'm like,
A lot of people do. We posted about it, and the comments were all like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it! He's back!" Yay! They didn't
probably
know about
missed the YouTube thing, honestly. And
The
so I probably
free
should have
fan,
treated this.
the free fan and the fan who's on Spotify are just different.
That's right, exactly. But the good news is, we're getting ready to drop more music. So we got this out, and this was meant to be just like, all right, let's clear the cache. Like this is all technically, music from a year ago, but it's new to everybody else. And I was like, all right, now let's load up the next thing. And so literally we're turning in files today for the next thing too. So now that we're indie and we got the first drop out, it's like, let's keep going.
That's what the Marty model.
Yeah.
You just keep making heat and putting it out.
Yeah. Bangers pawn your head top. Soon come.
Dude, are you going to tour it? What are you doing next year for this stuff?
I don't know yet. I'm actually taking a call today about some of that.
I hear there's a great company called Live Nation. They're coming up. You might want to check them out. They're real fair to fans.
I don't speak bad about Live Nation.
I don't speak ill about the man who controls everything.
Yeah, you're not going to hear a peep from me, buddy.
Fans love them. Yeah,
I'm going to try
Great
to set up
deals.
a few free events, like something like that first, just to kind of do some get my feet wet in some major cities.
Like Daniel Caesar style in a park? Or are you talking like shows?
Yeah.
Or like we were talking about All American Rejects. They did those like backyard frat shows. You could do.
Hey, I got a nice backyard. If you want to come do one in Orlando, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's pretty
House
sick.
party.
Nah, before I jumped on this call, I got off a call about some potential ideas and collaborations with spaces. I need something in Orlando.
Let's go. We got venues.
You hook it
You
up.
know,
Pop-up,
AO's
like-
down here. AO, the producer's down here.
Yep.
Caleb
Oh, yeah.
Gordon's down here. Alex Jean's down here. We got a little scene.
We should do
Who
something.
isn't in Orlando?
We should do an Orlando event. I think it'd be good.
It's a good fan base for hip hop right now for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. We're going to transition. We have this game we play called One Has to Go. And I'm going to say 4 things. I'm going to go around the horn. You each get one. I'm going to say 4 things. You just got to tell me the one that has to go. That's it. There's no right or wrong. It's
Okay.
just your hot takes.
Marty.
Here we go.
Messed up. It's
What?
messed up.
Wait, before we get into this, I don't know if this is a boring question. I do want to know, like, Marty and Andy, how did y'all first connect? Or when did y'all first connect?
What's the
15 years
origin
ago,
story?
went to New York, and I just DM'd Andy. I was like, hey, man, we're going to be in New York. Would you want to link up? And he was like, yeah, this is how it started. This is how I remember. We went to a Dominican spot with Andy. And we didn't leave till like 3 a.m, where we again went to a Dominican spot with Andy. And I remember going downstairs from his building. This is like the first time I ever met Andy. And there's just like a bunch of like women who are like selling their body on the corner. And Andy was so used to being in this environment. He's like, hey, ladies. Like, and he's just like, and they're like, hey, like everyone knows each other. It was like a weird, like a neighborhood thing. And then we stop off the place, get food. Like everyone knows each other. It was a weird, like, community. And it was like, I think that's when you were in Washington Heights, Andy. That was like a small little room that you had.
Yeah.
And I think we ended up,
167.
yep. And then we ended up going to recording a song together. But I was with Fern. Fern was trying on clothes because Fern had just got out of prison. So all his clothes were so baggy that Andy's like, can you do me a favor? Because this is killing me. Can you try on a pair of pants that might fit you in my closet? And Andy was like, it was like a whole like wild moment in our life of just like papers were rustling and the world was just, it was just like a moment. I don't know.
I do low-key 167th Street, Autobahn in Amsterdam, uptown. And that's where I was living with a bunch of roommates. And we went to Malecon because we walked there.
Yep.
And you're talking about some very nice women.
drug dealers on the other side. It was like a whole thing. Everyone just like
he was very
hi.
diplomatic about their employment situation.
Yeah, very nice.
Everyone
ladies.
knew what they were
Hard
doing.
workers.
Yeah.
Hard workers.
They're
That's
hard
a new
workers.
term. Hard workers.
Yeah, and then I do remember having Fern there, and you guys were just Social Club was just kind of launching. I was like, there was finally some artists who are Christian who had a little bit of personality, and I was like, I'm here for that.
Fern had just got out of prison, so he had a lot of personality. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like he went to go use the bathroom and he tied his underwear to the doorknob and he was like, I got next. And I was like, you can just go in and use it.
Readjusting.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all don't use shoes in the shower? What's wrong with y'all? I'm like, this is my shower. It's in my house. I tried to give Fern some food and he was like, all right, I'll trade you a chocolate milk. And I was like, dude, you can just have it. You're going to eat your bread? Yeah,
I am going to eat it. I was going to eat it, but do you want it?
All right, what has to go?
I came into the bathroom and all my toothbrushes were stolen.
They were turned into knives. I don't even know why.
I found it later, sharpened.
Yeah, you found a shiv under your pillow.
It was inside the toilet bag. No.
Oh my gosh. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. All right. Marty, we're going to start with you. Here we go. Good coffee, good clothes, good music, good friends. One has to go.
Oh, that's a hard one. Man, that's a hard one. I would get rid of good clothes. Because I don't even wear good clothes. All the shirts I have are $10.
But that's like your style. Your clothes.
Yeah, but you know what? Good clothes, style is changes, and you know you could do a Shia LaBeouf where it's like you got like different outfits from vintage and crappy clothes that you could make cool because you look cool. And so I don't know. I couldn't give up coffee. I couldn't give up my friends. Music. I kind of can't. But so I'm gonna say I will no longer buy clothes that are over $10. That's gonna.
Yeah, there you go.
Cotton On. We're there.
All right, Andy. The Knicks.
What is it?
The Knicks? No, I'm going to ask you new ones. Here we go.
Yeah.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
The Giants. The Mets or the Rangers. One has to go.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not a hockey fan, so the Rangers are out of here.
No question.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah. Easy. All right, Jesse. A clean inbox. A productive morning. A good workout. A fun dinner out. One has to go.
Easy, clean inbox. I don't think I've ever had a clean inbox. Like my main inbox right now, I just clicked. I have 32,000 unread messages. The clean inbox means nothing to me.
Okay, hold on. We're not
People
comparing.
Like you make me sick to my stomach.
We're not comparing, but my unread 142,052.
Yeah.
The last time I was with you, Cameron, I looked at your phone. I'm like, dude, check your email. It was like the number stopped appearing. It just dot.
Here's the thing. I'm like, I've tried to explain to friends how many emails I get a day, and it's like in the time I've explained my workday situation to you, at least 2 to 3 new emails have come in. Like they are just constantly coming in.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say my number publicly.
It means nothing to me.
It's impossible.
I don't want any part of that life.
But that has to be a bunch of spam stuff, right?
No. For us, it's like it's publicist pitches, it's sales pitches, it's a lot of people that I didn't ask to hear from.
I mean, it's a whole thing.
Frankly,
yeah.
I mean, sometimes
is. That's tough. Yeah,
All
my
right.
wife has that many, and it's just spam. I'm like, just press unsubscribe one time.
Yeah, they have services too now. You can like go through and they'll unsubscribe you from everything. So.
Oh, I just have a spam email account that I just use for everything.
I use Bob at bob.com for everything.
Nice.
That guy hates
I'm
you.
going to use that.
He hates me.
Yeah,
Any
he's
Wi-Fi
very,
I have to
very
log on
upset.
to or whatever, it's bob at bob.com.
I'm going to use it too. We're all going to use it on the Relevant podcast
For
now.
20 years. If
Make it
there's a
worse for
bob
him.
at bob.com.
He's like, dear God, stop this for the love of God.
I wasn't even at the Amway
worse,
Center.
yeah.
How am I getting on their marketing list?
I don't want floor seats in Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Emily, here we go. This is appropriate. Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, or A Tribe Called Quest? One has to go.
Oh.
Okay. Gosh, my Spotify Wrapped all in one list here. Okay.
Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, A Tribe Called Quest. I just watched the Diddy documentary last night, so you can't say Biggie. It's too soon.
I'm genuinely trying to think through, can I name at least one song from all of these artists? I can name one from Jay-Z.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Which one? No, wait, which one? A Hard Knock Life?
I was going to go with No Church in the Wild, but
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
So yeah, that's going to be the most impressive one I say. Because Biggie, all I can think about, doesn't he have that song Big Papa? That's him, right?
Yeah,
I love
that's
it when
one.
you call me. Yeah.
He does.
Okay, I do know that one. A Tribe Called Quest has one called Kick It? Something?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Kick it. Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
I don't know if I
Nas?
can name one. I don't think I can name
Nas
one,
song?
so I'm so sorry, Mr.
When I
Nas.
Ruled the World? You're killing Nas? You're
They
getting rid of Nas?
really featured him a lot for that one music video on the Diddy. You saw that? He's featured
Yeah, I
all
did.
through it because of the song "Hate Me Now." He's all through at it.
Yeah. I was like, Nas didn't ask to be in
He
this
didn't do
documentary.
anything wrong. He didn't do
He's
anything.
An appropriately titled song that fits
Yes.
thematic elements of this film. Yeah.
Wait,
By
so if
the
I
way-
get rid of Nas, will y'all still talk to me, or was that
Of
the wrong
course,
choice?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that's a tough
What would
one, I think.
What would you have said, Andy?
Nas,
of the-
Big, J, and
And Tribe Called Quest.
Man, it's a rough one.
their whole catalog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got to go.
It just
They don't
vanishes.
exist.
It has to go.
Gone.
Dang. Might be Nas.
Yeah.
Only because Nas, like, he really like was a shining star, and then
And then what?
those first two albums were great, and then after that it was kind of like a little hit or miss.
Is he
True.
still making music?
Yeah, he's huge.
he
He's
is
actually
He's actually
really-
making more music now than
Yeah.
ever.
He's like having a resurgence right now. Yeah.
I saw
do
him
you
at
feel like
Lollapalooza like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And he went out there with a full bottle of Henny, and he ended it with an empty bottle of Henny. You know what I mean? It was cool, but he was kind of phoning in the performance.
Don't you feel
It
like
was
there's
cool
a
to watch a
category-
man drink an entire bottle of Hennessy for a set.
No, I mean it was cool seeing Nas live. Is what I was saying.
Yeah,
It was
like
cool
a
being
legend.
there. It was a good
But,
show.
but don't you feel like there's a category of artists in all genres who like the idea of that artist is like, almost more important than or like
Yeah,
their
oh, yeah.
music? Like I would just like if I'm driving and like a Jay-Z song comes on or something, you're like, this brings but like there are certain artists whose like catalog, like the idea of the catalog's better than actually the experience of listening to it.
like Taylor
sometimes.
Swift or somebody. You're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of.
Who are drop names, buddy? What are you trying to say?
No, well, I could even see
Which rich artist has to go?
No, but if you're
Andy Mineo.
even if you're like talking about like real iconic artists or something, if it's like how often are you firing up like Bob Dylan just for the fun of it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't. It's like the idea of him is cool, but like
I've always felt
Again,
that way about the Beatles. Honestly,
the
I
actual
never got it.
music, it's not something you revisit all the time.
True. All right, Marty, here we go. Rapping, producing, performing, or collaborating. One has to go.
Performing.
Oh, yeah.
I love performing, but I'm performing for other people. All the other three is for me. And so, yeah.
Interesting.
Andy knows.
Andy, you too? You could do without the
Andy
performing?
knows. It's
Staying home.
grueling work. Really, I'm not gonna lie. Like to really think about touring, people don't understand. Like you're waking up at 4 a.m, heading to the airport, cold mornings. You're trying to make sure everything is connecting, working correctly. Your bags, all these things you have to worry about. Then you have to show. Hopefully that goes well. Hopefully you have your sound guy made it. Hopefully they have bottom 808 speakers. And then you're doing all these all for the end, and then you just go home the next day, or you're going to be on the road for a couple more months, and it's again. And yeah, that's where I was my worst body, had my worst everything. I just was out of my comfort zone. But I love it when you're with friends. Like when I was with Andy or I was with NF, or even when Social Club did our own tours on the buses. They're fun. But, if I had to choose, I'm definitely going to choose collaboration in the other one.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, Elf, Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, or A Christmas Story? One has to go.
Christmas Vacation. Outta
What?
here.
Whoa.
Christmas
Outta here.
Vacation?
The
Shots
other ones
fired.
are so iconic to me.
They are.
That you can't.
Home
You can't tell
Alone,
me
Elf,
anything.
how can you get rid of those two?
And A Christmas Story is quite literally
Yeah.
like my favorite movie ever.
Yeah.
So
Is it really?
He'll shoot his
Interesting.
eye out.
I can like quote it
Interesting.
top to bottom. I watch it.
It's a
every
great
year.
one.
Yeah.
He watches it for 6 hours on a 24-hour block. You know how it plays constantly? I
Yeah,
do too.
I
I leave it
never-
in the background.
I never watched it growing up, but then single dad, Christmas Eve night, I'm wrapping presents all night. I would just put on TBS and watch that dumb movie 5 times in a row.
I gotta
so
be honest.
good.
There's something about it that's a little depressing to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe just the dimly
father?
lit. Yeah, exactly.
The father's
gun
disconnect
violence?
from the entire family.
The
His PTSD from the
63-year-old
war.
father, by the way,
Yeah.
like this guy's old.
He has
He's a
PTSD from Korea.
No, I think
like, there's something
there is
wrong.
a thing with like older movies where like people who are supposed to be like middle aged just like look way older. Like
No. I looked up the actual actor one time because it was
He is
always
63.
bugging me.
he actually is
That-
63.
He was in his mid 60s, and the mother actress was in her mid 30s.
Wow.
So anyway.
Yeah, and like I think emotionally distant fathers were just more cinematically
Compelling?
acceptable
Yeah.
in a different era, where like the whole thing, like all the other ones you named, it's Elf.
Well, Home Alone, his family forgets him.
Yeah. But the whole thing is like all those movies are about a parent trying to do right by their kids, right? I mean, that's literally the theme of those other 3 films, including Elf, where Christmas Vacation is parents completely detached from their children. And,
But not because there's that little twist on Christmas morning that dad wasn't detached. He was paying attention.
and he gave his son a
Sure.
dangerous weapon, which the son immediately harms himself with.
Yeah, the gun violence does
Could have
hit
lost
a
an
little
eye.
different in 2025. So
True. All right. We'll keep it in movies. Jesse, Toy Story, Shrek, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo. One has to go.
I gotta be honest, if all of them went, I wouldn't change my life at all. I'd probably say, I don't even think I've seen Monsters, Inc., so I guess that one.
You have kids?
I-
This is heresy.
Andy, what would you pick? What would you pick? Toy Story, Shrek, Finding Nemo, Monsters, Inc.?
Shrek.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Non-Pixar.
that was the wrong answer.
Non-Pixar.
I would too. I would pick Shrek.
I don't think I would.
When
pick
was the last
Shrek.
time y'all watched Shrek? It's so good.
I watch Shrek all the time. Yeah, I do like Shrek.
It holds up.
I love Monsters Inc. Like I really do love Monsters Inc. But it would probably be between Monsters Inc. and not Toy Story either. It would be Monsters Inc. is the other one for me.
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. Yeah, like those. I love Finding Nemo.
Finding
I love
Nemo is the
Monsters, Inc.
dad and the son.
It is, yeah.
I mean, come on, you're a dad.
And there's some of my
Andy's a
favorite
dad.
actors, too.
Finding Nemo. I mean, come on.
I need y'all to watch Shrek again. I'm actually really shocked that
It
anybody would get
holds
rid of
up.
Shrek.
It's
Man,
been a
it
long
holds up.
time. I'm not gonna lie.
Shrek
it's
2
been
is
a
the
long
best
time.
one as well. Just putting that out there. But
It is the best
Shrek
one.
2, Electric Boogaloo.
I'm
Emily.
about to rewatch all these things when my son, is
Yeah.
of age.
There you go.
We're getting there.
I'll tell you what, my favorite moment being a young dad was when there's a movie, there was a book that I loved when I was a little kid called Where the Wild Things Are.
Mhm.
And they made it into a movie in like 2009. And I saw it like days before he was born. And it was like, oh, I can't wait to watch this with my son one day. So finally he's like 5 years old and we watched it and he couldn't have cared less. He didn't like it at all. So don't build up in your head like the hope that your kid's going to love these movies.
Yeah.
Because they're probably going to be like, yeah, and what's next?
I tried to watch the movie Speed with my son because it was a very formative memory for me because my mom was out of town and my dad wanted to watch it and it was rated R and he's like, I don't care. And so we watched it and it was awesome. And it was like, cool, I'm going to expose my son to a violent R-rated film when he's too young. And
I
he
love that.
had no interest in it. He didn't even make it to the elevator scene.
Damn.
kids these days.
I
But
still,
loved-
yeah, I
loved
just did a
watching
Steven
it.
Seagal
Did you guys see
marathon
the
with my
girl
son the other day.
who got arrested for flashing?
What?
There's at a football game.
Yeah.
Like she just, she flashed like
Yeah.
as like a 20-year-old girl or whatever. The police arrested her and escorted her off. And I
Yeah.
was like, what? when did this start happening? I just thought that was like a common occurrence at like football games and stuff.
That's because you're from Syracuse. That's a Buffalo Bills thing.
It was when I was a kid. It was like, yo, that was like, ooh, you were being naughty. You know what I'm saying? It's like I used to moon people. You know what I'm saying? It's like there was like we used to be a country, is all I'm saying. And now people are getting arrested. Like
I was wondering where you were going. You're basically saying back when I was a kid. Okay.
Well, it is true.
We landed the plane. We connected.
I'm just saying, like, when did everybody become snowflakes? It's like, who cares, bro? I used to.
You're onto something because I've watched like PG movies from like the 80s with my kids thinking, oh, it's PG. How bad can it be? Dude, there are stuff in there. I'm like, yeah, I cannot, but like even like Back to the Future. It's like there's stuff in there that I'm like, I kind of forgot about that happening.
He's like taking advantage of her, and she's like drugged
out. He's like a peeping Tom at one point, and it's like, but it was like, oh, this is appropriate for families. But to your point, I think back then people were just kind of like, whatever, it is what it is.
Did that just make me sound super pervy or something?
Well, for a moment, you saved it, but if we clipped it a certain way,
we just didn't know why you were bringing it up.
You're like, why are you arresting her? That's awesome. We should celebrate it as a society.
Yeah,
I'm just like, wait, what?
I'm like, but like if someone did that, you'd be like, all right, come on, grow up, right? But I'm not like, time to call the cops. Like, I just feel like we've gotten into this spot where it's like, do you know what I'm saying?
We do.
I'm like, yeah, okay, it's inappropriate, but not that big of like chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like no one needs to go to prison tonight for a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like relax. I don't know. Maybe I'm watching Degeneration X right now, honestly. And I think I grew up in a different era. Literally Stone Cold Steve Austin pinned down for a Hell in the Cell match. Which, by the way, if we could talk about pro wrestling from the 90s, early 2000s, we got The Undertaker. What are you showing up from the depths of hell to wrestle in Cincinnati for the Intercontinental belt? I mean, the storylines are insane.
He's sitting up out of a grave, right? He just sits up.
Grave? You're in Ypsilanti, Michigan tonight, and you're going
to do a bunch of
casket
fittings to make sure he fit in all of them. He's like, I don't like this one, but it's not comfy on my back.
But Andy, I love this point is solid because it wasn't just pro wrestling. Like you would see this in movies too, where they were writing the movie thinking like, look, people are going to watch this one time on a Saturday afternoon. We're trying to get ticket sales. Not they're going to rewatch it 40 years later and pick it apart. Yeah, they weren't trying. They're like, there's a massive plot hole here. This makes no sense. They're like, it does not matter. Like no one is thinking twice about this. And it was just a greater time for.
They used to have Caught on TV. Like there were programs that would be like, it was like Caught on TV, because you would never see it again unless they replayed it on Fox on like a Thursday at 7 p.m. Yeah. So Shrek is the answer.
So Shrek is the answer.
Shrek and flashing.
Sorry for the complete sidebar about mooning people.
He's like, I'm so angry about this. I need to tell y'all.
Did any of you moon people growing up?
I didn't. I wasn't a mooner. But it tells me a lot about
frequency.
Your
I showed my privates. I didn't show my butt. I showed the front.
Okay, Louis C.K. The amount of times I mooned people is uncountable. Like I remember literally being on the school bus and going to the back where there was like the cutout window, the door that opened in the back of the school bus, and just mooning the people who were driving behind us. You know what I mean? Like it was a regular occurrence. I used to go on the bike, with the pegs. I'd be on the pegs and my boy would be driving by. I'd just drop him, moon somebody, and we'd skate off. It was like just funny. But clearly I'm don't. How about we cut this entire clip out?
I was going to say, I'm not going to lie. The last one,
that part.
The last one, Andy, sounds like a crime to me.
Might be. Honestly, at this point, am I having a come to Jesus moment in front of everyone where I go, I had a weird childhood and now I'm just finding out?
No, you had a normal childhood. We had bikes and freedom. And I was telling my kid about
everybody in school. That was a big thing. It was huge. We'd pants guys talking to girls with their basketball shorts. It was a thing. Everyone saw it. It was terrible. It was just
super inappropriate. But we didn't have cell phones to capture every video moment of it either. So maybe that's...
My kid, literally at dinner the other night, we were talking, and he's like, in the 80s, was it true that y'all really just would go out on your bikes and be gone all day? And I was like, yes. We weren't allowed back home. I mean, it was literally, I would find vacant lots and I would build forts and friends, and we'd have whole ecosystems of
people and civilization and kids around the neighborhood.
Cohen's like,
Mom wanted to drink her wine, so I wasn't allowed to.
Cohen's like, so you're telling me in the 80s there's no cell phones,
Right.
no internet, and no enforcement of public decency laws?
Right.
What kind of world was
Right.
this?
It'd be like
Awesome.
literally like I'd get $2 for the day. And like, I'd have $2. And I felt like a king because I could go to 7-Eleven and whatever. It's like, no, it was different, man.
It was like living in Switzerland. It was just different.
We used to be a proper country. Yeah.
We did. I would smoke a candy cigarette. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah. A black and mild vanilla when I was 14 years old.
Oh my god.
Candy
That a
cigarettes are a
homeless guy
little
bought
different
us.
than Black and Milds. Just
Yeah,
FYI, it's a
yeah.
little stick of
Yeah,
sugar.
I don't know
versus-
what I was doing. I was so afraid that someone from the church was going to see me or somebody like my parent. And I remember smoking. I was like 14 with a black and mild. Like I don't know what we were doing back then.
Were you mooning people?
I saw Samuel L. Jackson. No, I'm telling you, it was a funny thing. We would pants each other. And it would be like, we're cheering. And it was not about like just getting somebody. It was about the most epic moment to do it. And I remember like there was a game where one of my friends was standing on the bar just cheering. And my buddy pulled. It was just we always thought that was the funniest thing in the world.
We need
It's
to
pretty
bring
good.
back
So
pantsing
sad,
people.
but yeah.
I don't think we
that's
do.
the
I'm
message
going
here.
to step in here and say we do not need to bring that
So
back.
I've got 2 clips for Andy. I'm just making mental notes. One is the amount of times I mooned people is uncountable.
Yeah.
And 2, we need to bring back pantsing people. Those are the 2 clips. that we're
Candy
gonna-
cigarette.
Especially
Oh,
if
yeah.
someone, because back in the day, we used to have baggy basketball shorts. So if I seen that, I'm like, dude, they're coming down.
They're coming
Like,
down.
you're getting-
If he's wearing N1, they're going down.
The moment you turn around to say hi to somebody, because you could just grab, they're so wide, you could just grab the edge, and one good pull, they're going straight.
You could do one-handed too. People would do one-handed
no
where they
question.
would just.
I'm
Oh,
assuming that
man.
era ended when like skinny jeans really took off.
That's right.
Yeah. It ended also like in middle school and like the beginning of high school.
also-
Yeah, your
Yeah,
frontal
we all
lobe
grew up.
developed.
When you
Yeah.
turn like 17, it's a crime. It's a crime.
Yeah, it's a crime or whatever.
You get arrested in a football game. All right, last one. Here we go. Emily, The Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar, and Tenet. One has to go. The Dark Knight,
Easy.
Inception,
Easy one.
Interstellar, Tenet. Which one?
Come on, Emily, easy.
Probably Tenet.
That was the right answer.
That's the
Yeah.
right answer.
That's
the
a
one.
tough
As much as
movie
I
to
love
rewatch.
Robert Pattinson, it just like the other ones are just so.
That's the other one. The
Good.
idea of the movie's better than the actual movie. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool, it plays
that
in
was such a
reverse.
self-indulgent film. I'm like, you made that for you and your 2 nerd friends because I don't understand anything that's happening. So, you're not smart enough. Okay.
I like.
All right. Come back. Okay.
Sure.
You're not smart enough. Okay.
Fair enough, but
Keep it.
I don't like it. Yeah.
Counterpoint. I didn't like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how like when you're on TikTok, you see like clips of like movies, and you're like, "Oh, I would love to see this movie." I don't think I've ever seen a Tenet clip. It's always them explaining the movie. They're like, "See, what's happening is that it's going," and I'm like, "Oh, it's like." I own the movie. I got it during the pandemic. I was watching it a couple nights ago with my wife, just trying. 15 minutes in, we're like, I'm good. Let's go to
I have
Interstellar.
no idea what's happening. And
Let's go to
I
Gone
love-
Girl.
I love
Interstellar,
to break
anything
down a
else.
good film. You know what I mean? And like talk about it. Like that's actually one of my favorite things to do when you finish a movie and you start talking like, yo, what did you think? That I'm literally like, this was so self-indulgent. I don't even know where to begin. It's like, it's so 4D chess that I'm like, I'm good. It's like when a really good music, that's how I feel about the new Dijon album. As I'm like, oh, this is really artistic and like I was like, too much.
That's how I
It's
feel about
impressive.
Andre 2000.
It's so far into like nuance of like, I couldn't even understand what he was like. He's throwing his voice.
Yeah.
Like he got so freaky with it that I lost me. I was like, oh, this is cool, but I can't absorb this.
Yep. All right. That'll do it for One Has to Go. That was fun. Let's see. We'll wrap things up. Andy's new album is called The And. Oh, I just got your name too. Oh, The And. Andy.
You just got that?
Sort of.
I got the end play on words, and that it's a continuation, not an end. I got that.
So
I didn't
you
get
really
the
didn't
name.
get Tenet then.
I did.
Yeah,
I didn't see
yeah.
Tenet
No,
because I saw
Yeah.
y'all's reviews
You're not
of
missing
Tenet. I never
anything.
bothered to watch it.
You're not missing anything, Cameron.
I've seen all the other ones. I like all those. But then like Tenet was one of those, when am I going to be in the mood for this? And then everybody who saw it, it was like, yeah, it's not worth it. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway.
All right, go check out the album. It's out now. Check out the new. When's your new stuff coming out? You said you're just dropping it. So what does that mean? February, March, or is that
January and February? We got more stuff on the way.
Nice.
Very cool.
So,
and on that note, we'll wrap things up. Hey, if you like the show, like and subscribe. I forget to do that most of these shows. So there you go. Hit the button.
Smash that like button.
Thanks.
Ding, ding, ding,
That's
ding,
the third clip right there.
Smash it.
No, I've got 3. All right, I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Emily Brown.
I'm Marty.
Mandy Mineo Diner.
There it is. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. For the latest at the intersection of faith, life, and culture, make sure to check out relevantmagazine.com. And while there, click over to issue 117 of Relevant. The new digital issue is packed, and you can read it for free. If you want our enhanced magazine, as well as ad-free reading at the site and ad-free versions of our podcasts, sign up for Relevant Plus. Plans start as low as $2.50 a month, and it's the best way to experience our content. Find out more and sign up today at relevantmagazine.com.
Relevant Podcast Network.